She laughed. You think you're the only guy I'm seeing? Grow up. When I found out about her double life, I said, you're right, I should grow up. Then I sent her other boyfriend our shared calendar with all the times she was working late. They both called me within the hour. I, 29 male, am sitting here watching my phone blow up with notifications while my now ex-girlfriend Thalia, 27, is probably having the worst day of her life. And honestly, she brought it on herself. Been with Thalia for about 14 months. Thought things were solid. She's in pharmaceutical sales, travels a bit, works weird hours. I'm a data analyst, pretty standard 9 to 5. We didn't live together but spent most weekends at one of our places. The red flags were there, looking back. Work emergencies on Saturday nights. Phone always face down. Separate social media accounts for professional networking that I wasn't connected to, but I trusted her. Stupid, right? 2 weeks ago, everything unraveled. Was at a sports bar with my buddy Colton watching the game. Place was packed. Saw this couple in a booth across the room, all over each other. The woman looked familiar from behind. Same hair as Thalia, same jacket I bought her for Christmas. Nah, couldn't be. She was at a quarterly sales meeting at a hotel conference center. Mandatory attendance, she said. Then she turned her head to kiss the guy. It was Thalia. My brain just froze. Colton noticed my face, followed my gaze. Dude, isn't that? Yeah, wanted to confront them right there, but something stopped me. Maybe shock, maybe self-preservation. Instead, I took out my phone, zoomed in, took a video. Clear as day. Thalia and some guy I'd never seen before, definitely not discussing pharmaceutical sales strategies. They left before I could decide what to do. I stayed, finished my beer, mind racing. Got home, did something I'd never done before, went full detective mode on social media. Found her professional Instagram through a tagged photo from a coworker. It was couple photos everywhere. Her and this guy, Damien according to the tags. Beach trips, dinner dates, one from 3 weeks ago captioned 8 months with my love. 8 months. The overlap with our relationship was 6 months. She'd been dating us both for half a year. But here's the kicker, kept scrolling back. Found photos of them from before we met. Which means I was the other guy? Or were we both? My head was spinning. Spent the next 3 days gathering evidence like I was building a legal case. Screenshots of her Instagram. Our text history showing all her work trips and late meetings. The shared Google Calendar we used to coordinate dates. She'd insisted on it for organization. Every entry color-coded. Blue for work, green for us, yellow for personal appointments. Started cross-referencing. The pattern was obvious in hindsight. Alternating weekends. Work trips that lined up with his Instagram posts from restaurants. Early meetings after nights she stayed at her place because she was too tired to come over. Then yesterday happened. She came over after work, now wondering if she was actually with Damien. Was scrolling her phone, smiling, couldn't take it anymore. How was the quarterly meeting last week? I asked. Oh, boring. You know, sales targets, new products. Which hotel was it at again? She didn't even look up. The downtown conference center. Funny, I saw you at Murphy Sports Bar that night. The silence, the slow look up from her phone, the calculation in her eyes. You were spying on me? I was watching the game. You were sucking face with some dude named Damien. Expected denial, expected tears, expected apologies. Instead, she laughed. Actually laughed. So, you think you're the only guy I'm seeing? Grow up, Theo. The casual cruelty of it, the entitlement. We're exclusive, we agreed. You assumed. I never promised anything. God, men are so possessive. You've been dating him for 8 months, and you for 14. So, you're cheating on both of us. She rolled her eyes. It's not cheating if you're not married. I'm a modern woman, Theo. I can date whoever I want. If you can't handle that, that's your insecurity. The gaslighting was incredible. She genuinely seemed to believe this was normal. Does Damien know about me? Of course not. He's even more traditional than you. So you're lying to him too. I'm managing my relationships how I see fit. You're both happy, aren't you? Or were until you got all stalkery. Get out. Excuse me? Get out of my apartment. We're done. She stood up, grabbed her purse. Your loss. Damien treats me way better anyway. Actual 5-star restaurants, not your pathetic sports bar dates. The entitlement. The complete lack of remorse. It was stunning. After she left, I sat there for an hour. Then I had an idea. A beautiful, terrible idea. You're right, I texted her. I should grow up. She replied with a laughing emoji. Finally coming to your senses? Oh, I was coming to my senses, all right. Opened our shared Google Calendar. The one with all our dates, all her work meetings. All the times she was supposedly with me when she was with him, and vice versa. Created a new calendar event. Title, for Damien, please read. Date, every single day for the next month. Description, your girlfriend Thalia has been dating me, Theo, for 14 months while dating you. Attached is our shared calendar showing the truth about her work trips and family obligations. Every green event is when she was with me. Cross-reference with when she told you she was working late or with family. My number is number if you want to compare notes. Then I shared the entire calendar with the email address listed on Damien's Instagram business profile. Sent a screenshot to Thalia. Grew up. Shared our calendar with Damien so he can see where you really were all those times you were working. Transparency is very adult, don't you think? Her response was immediate. What did you do? Didn't respond, but 45 minutes later my phone rang. Unknown number. Is this Theo? Yeah. This is Damien. I need to know. Is this real? Every entry. Check her story for any date against the calendar. She was with me every time it says she was. Long silence. Then, the conference in March, she said it was in Miami. She was at my apartment, we watched movies and ordered Thai food. Her cousin's wedding in May, my company's summer party. Have photos if you need them. Could hear him breathing heavy. I was going to propose next month. Jesus, I'm sorry, man. No, thank you. I need to call her. Good luck. Within the hour, both our phones were blowing up. Thalia called me 23 times in 30 minutes. Texts flooded in. How dare you? You ruined everything. Damien won't answer. This is a psycho behavior. You're insane. Answer your phone. I'll ruin your life. You don't know who you're messing with. Then Damien must have called her because the texts changed. He dumped me. Are you happy now? You destroyed a beautiful relationship. He was the one. I hate you. You're gonna pay for this. The lack of self-awareness was stunning. She destroyed 2 relationships. But somehow it's my fault for exposing it. It's been 2 hours. She's still texting, alternating between threats and trying to get me to talk to Damien, convince him it was a misunderstanding. Blocked her on everything except email. Need it for evidence if she escalates. Damien sent one more text. Thank you for having the balls to tell me. Dodged a bullet. Yeah, we both did. Update 1. The entitlement escalation has been off the charts. First, she tried to rewrite history. Started telling mutual friends that we were never exclusive, and I was a possessive stalker who sabotaged her healthy polyamorous relationships. Problem with that story? I had screenshots of texts where she explicitly said we were exclusive, called me her one and only, and referred to us as soulmates. Also, pretty sure polyamory requires everyone knowing about it, not secret double lives. Sent those screenshots to anyone who asked. Most people saw through her BS immediately. Then came the financial audit. See, Thalia had been living quite the lifestyle. Designer bags, expensive dinners, weekend trips. I'd paid for a lot, assuming we were building something together. But now I realized she was getting double everything. When I bought her a $300 birthday dinner, bet Damien did too. The weekend spa trip I funded? She probably told him it was with girlfriends and got him to pay for something else. Started adding it up. Over 14 months, I'd spent probably $8,000 on dates, gifts, trips. Damien reached out to compare notes. He was in for about $12,000. Girl was running a $20 annual boyfriend pyramid scheme. But here's where she really messed up. Remember those work trips? Some were real. Her company pays per diem and hotel for sales trips. But I found at least 4 instances where she was supposedly on work trips, collected the per diem and reimbursements, but was actually with one of us. That's expense fraud. How do I know? Because brilliant Thalia posted Instagram stories from work conferences that were geotagged at restaurants with me or beaches with Damien. Damien wanted blood. We should report her to her company. That's her livelihood, man. She stole from them and us. He had a point, but I held off. For now. Wednesday, got an email from Thalia's lawyer. Well, lawyer. It was clearly a template she'd modified, demanding I cease and desist sharing private information and remove the calendar I'd shared. Threatened to sue for emotional distress and defamation. Forwarded it to my cousin who's an actual lawyer. He laughed. She has no case. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation, and sharing a factual calendar isn't harassment. Want me to respond? Please. He sent back a beautiful letter explaining that 1. The calendar contained only factual information. 2. Truth is a defense against defamation. 3. She had no expectation of privacy for a shared calendar. 4. Any further fraudulent legal threats would be considered harassment. But Thalia wasn't done. Thursday, she showed up at my apartment with her friend Gemma, banging on the door at 11 p.m. Open up. We need to talk. Go away, Thalia. You owe me a conversation. I owe you nothing. You destroyed my life, both my relationships, my reputation. You destroyed them yourself. I just provided transparency. Then Gemma chimed in. Real men don't act like this. You're being a petty little boy. Real women don't date multiple people simultaneously while lying to both. She was exploring her options. That's what dating is. Then she should have been honest about it. They stayed for 20 minutes, alternating between insults and demands. Recorded the whole thing on my phone through the door. Finally called building security. They were escorted out. Friday morning, the smear campaign intensified. Thalia created a whole Instagram story series about surviving narcissistic abuse and toxic masculinity, without naming names, but obviously about me. Tagged all our mutual friends. The comments were hilarious, though. One of her coworkers wrote, "Didn't you just post last month about your perfect boyfriend? Which one was that about?" Someone else, "Girl, everyone knows what you did. This isn't the narrative you think it is." But the best comment came from Damien's sister, who Thalia had been trying to befriend. Imagine calling someone toxic for exposing your lies. The delusion. Thalia deleted the posts within hours. Saturday, she tried a new approach. Showed up at my gym, not to work out. She doesn't have a membership. Just waited in the parking lot. "We need closure," she said as I walked to my car. "We have closure. You cheated. I exposed it. We're done." "I never cheated. We never defined. Stop. You told me you loved me. You told him the same. You lied to both of us daily. That's cheating. You're so black and white. The world has nuance." "Nuance? You were planning to let Damien propose while secretly dating me. That's not nuance. That's cruelty." Her face changed. "How did you know about the proposal?" "He told me. We compared a lot of notes." "You two talked? That's so weird. Weirder than secretly dating both of us?" She actually stamped her foot like a child. "You ruined everything. I had it all figured out." "Yeah, that's the problem. You had us figured out like we were puzzles to solve, not people with feelings." "I have feelings too. Just not empathy, apparently." She tried to slap me. I stepped back, got in my car, and drove off. She was screaming in the parking lot, real classy. Update 2. The dirty tricks ramped up to desperate levels. Monday after the gym incident, I got a call from my manager. Someone had sent an anonymous email to HR claiming I was harassing a former partner and creating a hostile work environment by spreading intimate details about my personal life. Thankfully, I'd been completely professional at work. Never discussed the situation except with 2 close coworkers who asked if I was okay. My manager dismissed it immediately, but noted it in case of escalation. Then came the mutual friend manipulation. Thalia convinced our friend group she wanted to apologize properly and needed them to arrange a group dinner where we'd accidentally run into each other. 3 different people tried to set this up. Each time I asked directly, "Is Thalia going to be there?" When they hemmed and hawed, I declined. Finally, Roberto, who'd been friends with both of us, admitted, "She's offering to pay for everyone's dinner if we get you there. She's literally trying to buy a forced confrontation?" "Yeah, it's weird, man. She seems unhinged." Wednesday, Damien texted, "Heads up, she's been calling my mom." His mom. This woman called her ex's mother, crying about how it was all a misunderstanding and she was set up by me because I was jealous of Damien. His mom, absolute legend, apparently said, "Dear, you dated my son and another man simultaneously for months. There's no misunderstanding. Please don't call again." But Thursday was peak Thalia. Got home from work to find her in my apartment. "How did you?" "Maintenance was here. I told them I was your girlfriend and locked myself out." "That's breaking and entering." "It's not breaking if they let me in." She was sitting on my couch, had helped herself to my wine, acting like nothing was wrong. You need to leave. Now. Not until we talk. I'm calling the police. Go ahead, I'll tell them we had a domestic dispute, see how that goes for you. The manipulation was incredible. But she didn't know I'd installed a camera in my living room after the lawyer threat, legal in my state for my own home. Thalia, you're trespassing. Leave now or I call the cops. I just want to explain. Explain what? How you juggled two relationships, I understand perfectly. You don't. Damien was safe, stable, you were exciting, fun, I needed both. Then you should have dated people who consented to that arrangement. You would have said no. Exactly. That's called respecting boundaries. She stood up, walked over to me, tried to touch my face. I stepped back. We were good together, Theo. Remember the concert last month, the beach weekend? That was real. Was it? Or was I just your exciting Tuesday, Thursday guy while Damien was your stable weekend plan? Her mask slipped. You were both supposed to stay in your lanes. I had it perfectly balanced. You ruined it with your stupid detective work. There it is. The truth. We were just scheduled entertainment. That's not. Get out. No. Called 911. There's an intruder in my apartment who refuses to leave. Thalia went pale. You're seriously calling the cops? Seriously. She grabbed her purse and ran. Literally ran out. Cops showed up 10 minutes later, took a report, advised me to get a restraining order if she came back. Friday morning, woke up to 82 texts. Not from Thalia, from random numbers. She'd posted my phone number on some sketchy dating sites with the caption, looking for discreet fun, text anytime. Had to change my number. Added to the restraining order file. But the universe has a sense of humor. Friday afternoon, Damien forwarded me something. Thalia had joined a dating app already. Her profile said, recently single after toxic relationships. Looking for a real man who respects independent women. He'd reported her profile with screenshots of her Instagram with both of us. Captioned, she dated us both simultaneously, fair warning. The profile was removed within hours. Final update. The house of cards finally collapsed completely. Remember that expense fraud I mentioned? Well, Damien did report her. He was still furious about the proposal planning while she was playing both of us. Sent her company's HR the Instagram posts showing her locations during supposed work trips, cross-reference with her expense reports. She was suspended pending investigation, then fired, then sued for recovery of fraudulent expenses, about $3,500 worth. The termination triggered a beautiful cascade of consequences. Without her pharma sales job, lost her company car, lost her high income, $85K plus commission, lost her health insurance, couldn't afford her luxury apartment. Within 2 weeks, she was moving back with her parents. But first, she tried one more manipulation. Gemma reached out. Thalia's in the hospital, thought you should know. My heart dropped. Despite everything, didn't want her hurt. What happened? Stress-induced panic attacks. She's lost everything. Felt guilty for about an hour. Then Roberto sent me a screenshot. Thalia posting from her hospital bed, perfectly made up, manicured nails, designer pajamas. When life knocks you down, real queens get back up. So grateful for my support system. She was fine. It was another manipulation tactic. The restraining order was approved after I submitted the apartment break-in video, the harassment texts, the fake lawyer letter, the dating site harassment, the HR complaint to my work. 6 months, no contact. 2 weeks ago, ran into Damien at a coffee shop. We actually sat down together. Weird? Maybe. But trauma bonds are real. She texted me from a new number yesterday, he said. Said she's grown from the experience and wants to apologize. Got the same text. You respond? RO violation, forwarded to my lawyer. He laughed. Same. We compared notes one more time. The overlap was insane. Times she'd texted us both good night baby within minutes. Days she'd had lunch with him and dinner with me, telling us both about her busy work day. You know what the worst part is? Damien said. I really loved her, or who I thought she was. The person we loved didn't exist. She was playing a character with both of us. Yeah, still sucks though. It did. It does. Last week, a mutual friend showed me Thalia's LinkedIn. She's working retail now, spinning it as exploring new career opportunities in customer relations. Still zero acknowledgement of wrongdoing. Her Instagram is now private, but apparently full of motivational quotes about rising above negativity and leaving toxic people in the past. The friend asked if I felt bad about how everything turned out. Honestly, no. She had two men who genuinely cared about her. Would have done anything for her. Instead of choosing one or being honest about wanting both, she chose lies and manipulation. She destroyed her own life through greed and entitlement. The calendar share wasn't revenge, it was truth. The consequences weren't punishment, they were just consequences. Damien's in therapy, working through trust issues. I'm taking a break from dating, focusing on myself. We actually grabbed beers last week. Weird friendship, but hey, we're probably the only two people who fully understand what the other went through. Thalia? Last I heard, she was telling people she was the victim of coordinated harassment by bitter exes. Still playing the victim. Still entitled. Still unable to take responsibility. But here's the thing, she's my problem anymore. Not Damien's either. She's living with her parents, working retail, facing lawsuits, and has a restraining order against her. All because she couldn't just be honest. The shared calendar is still out there in Damien's email. A permanent record of her lies. Sometimes the best revenge isn't elaborate schemes or payback. Sometimes it's just letting people face the natural consequences of their actions. She wanted to have her cake and eat it too. Ended up with no cake, no guys, no job, and no home. Couldn't have happened to a more deserving person. Edit. For those asking, yes, the restraining order is still active. No, she hasn't violated it again that I know of. And no, I don't regret anything. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.